Did you know that over 8 million tons of plastic end up in the ocean every year? That's equivalent to dumping a garbage truck of plastic into the ocean every minute. Or how about this? If we continue at this rate, the world's oceans will have more plastic than fish by 2050. Shocking, right? But here's the good news: you have the power to make a difference. In just a few minutes, I'll show you how simple, everyday changes can help you live a more sustainable life, and it's easier than you think. In this video, you'll learn powerful tricks for reducing waste, saving energy, supporting local businesses, and living with less. These aren't the usual tips you hear every day. These are real, actionable steps that can change the way you live and help the planet at the same time. Stick around to discover how small shifts can make a big impact on the world and your life. You don't have to be perfect, but every effort counts. Chapter 1: Green your routine. Tiny shifts for giant impact. Small changes often have the biggest results. For instance, did you know that by simply switching to reusable bags, you could save up to 1,000 plastic bags every year? That's just one small change that makes a difference. Start with your morning routine. Opt for a metal straw instead of single-use plastic. Instead of bottled water, carry a reusable bottle. Even switching to energy-efficient light bulbs can reduce your electricity usage by up to 75%, cutting down your bills and carbon footprint. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, if everyone in the US replaced just one light bulb with an LED, it would save enough energy to power 3 million homes for a year. Tiny changes like these add up. The key to sustainability isn't in the grand gestures, but in the everyday habits you form. Start with habits you can easily commit to, and before long, they'll be second nature. With a little effort, you can green your entire routine, creating less waste and saving resources. Chapter 2: Waste not, want not. Rethinking consumption. You might not realize it, but the average person generates 4.9 pounds of waste daily. That adds up to 1,800 pounds of trash each year. It's overwhelming to think about, but reducing waste is simpler than it seems. First, embrace the buy less, choose wisely mentality. Avoid disposable items, and instead, invest in products that last longer. Start thinking of ways to repurpose things. For example, glass jars can become storage containers for food or DIY projects. Instead of throwing away your old clothes, consider donating them or turning them into something new. This isn't just good for the environment, it's good for your wallet too. According to the EPA, recycling just 1 ton of paper saves around 17 trees. Multiply that by your whole community, and the impact is enormous. If you focus on buying fewer items but higher quality, you'll not only reduce waste, but also save money in the long run. The key here is being mindful of your consumption habits. Sometimes, less truly is more. Chapter 3: From trash to treasure. The art of repurposing. In our throwaway culture, we often forget how many treasures are hidden in our trash. Take, for example, cardboard boxes. Instead of tossing them, they can be turned into drawer organizers, art projects, or even playhouses for kids. Creative repurposing is one of the easiest ways to live more sustainably while having fun. Repurposing doesn't have to be complicated. One simple idea is transforming an old t-shirt into a reusable shopping bag. This small change helps keep textiles out of landfills, where they take years to break down. In fact, the EPA estimates that about 16 million tons of textile waste end up in landfills each year. A little creativity can go a long way in combating this. Moreover, repurposing isn't just about upcycling, it's about reframing how we view objects. It's about realizing that value isn't always in the new, but in the old and the worn. This shift in perspective is a big part of sustainable living. Don't forget to subscribe for more practical tips on living sustainably and making a difference. Chapter 4: Local vibes only. Why supporting nearby matters. When you buy local, you're not just supporting small businesses, you're also contributing to a healthier planet. Local food requires fewer resources for transportation, which reduces your carbon footprint. Studies show that food produced locally can travel up to 90% less distance than imported products, lowering the greenhouse gas emissions caused by transportation. Local products often have fewer preservatives because they don't have to endure long shipping times. Plus, supporting your local community means creating jobs and boosting the local economy. In fact, for every $100 spent locally, about $68 stays in the community. This helps create a more sustainable and thriving local economy. The beauty of buying local goes beyond just food. It extends to handmade goods, clothing, and even services. So next time you need something, think local first. Chapter 5, Energy Hack. Power your home on a budget. Cutting energy costs doesn't require a major renovation. Simple steps like sealing gaps around windows and doors can save you up to 20% on heating and cooling costs. According to the Department of Energy, homeowners can save about 10% on their energy bill simply by adjusting their thermostat by just 7 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Switching to energy-efficient appliances, like refrigerators and dishwashers, can reduce energy use by up to 50%. You don't have to spend a fortune to make a difference. Even changing out your furnace filter regularly or using a programmable thermostat can drastically lower energy consumption. Another simple energy hack? Utilize the sun. Natural light is free and abundant, and using it can significantly reduce your electricity costs. If you can, install solar panels. Depending on where you live, they could pay for themselves in just a few years. Chapter 6, The Simple Life. Declutter your space. Declutter your mind. A cluttered space can lead to a cluttered mind, and that's not conducive to a sustainable lifestyle. Decluttering doesn't just reduce your material belongings, it also helps you focus on what truly matters. A study by UCLA found that people who live in cluttered environments have higher levels of cortisol, a stress hormone, which can negatively affect your health. When you remove excess possessions, you make room for the things that add value to your life. A minimalist approach can help you live with intention, buying only what you truly need, rather than accumulating things out of habit. The beauty of living with less is that it forces you to evaluate your lifestyle and make more thoughtful decisions. Start by decluttering one room at a time. Consider the one in, one out rule. Every time you acquire something new, make sure to donate or recycle an item. By doing this, you're not only keeping your space organized, but also minimizing the environmental impact of mass consumerism. Make sure to subscribe for more tips and tricks to keep your life simple, sustainable, and stress-free. Thanks for watching. Conclusion: sustainable living isn't a fad, it's a necessity. The journey towards sustainable living starts with small steps, and before you know it, those steps will have turned into a big leap for the planet. Whether it's greening your routine, rethinking consumption, or embracing minimalism, each choice you make can create lasting change. The time to start is now, and every little action counts. Let's make these lessons a way of life, for our health, our communities, and the world.